Hello everyone, this is Lynette with the Skin Candy. Thank you so much for joining me again today on another one of our Soapy Time adventures. Today's soap is going to be Mahogany Woods. This is a Mahogany Coconut Bath & Body Works dupe. I get my fragrance from Midwest Fragrance Company. The colors we're using today are Satin Penny, Key West Blue with a little bit of activated charcoal, and then we're going to be using the Maniacal Pea and the Fluorescent Green from Mad Micah's, which I cannot remember the name of that. This is a coconut milk soap. I have already added in my coconut milk, my colloidal oats, and my kaolin clay to my mix of oils and butters, which is a blend of olive oil, sunflower oil, cocoa, palm, coconut, tallow, and castor. I am now adding my lye solution. This is a 25% lye solution, meaning I have 25% water. I think that's what it means. And it is just a little bit over 50% for, 1-to-1 water to lye. So I am now splitting off my colors. I already have my colors off in the cups to the left. I've already put them in some oil. I'm finding that it seems to be, to work a little bit better to have everything as prepped as possible. And this scent does tend to accelerate a little bit. So I am adding my colors first, and then I'm going to add my fragrance in after I've gotten everything all mixed in, because it does tend to accelerate trace just a little bit, especially with the palm oil that is in my product. So this blue, oh my gosh, doesn't that blue look cool? It looks so nice. It's not quite as dark as my navy blue. Now I can't remember the name of it from Mad Micah's, but you see me use it a lot. It's part of their Interstellar collection. Spacewalk, that's what it's called. But, and I love what the fluorescent green does to the soap. It makes it just kind of brings out that green. Greens and yellows tend to mute a little bit in cold process soap, and sometimes they come out of it and sometimes they don't. So I really do love this fragrance. It is one of my top sellers. I love it because even though it does accelerate just a little bit, it does not rice, and it really holds the scent after cure. And it is, to me, it's a gender neutral scent. Mahogany Coconut is a scent that I believe is in the masculine section of Bath & Body Works, but I don't know. It's been years since I've been in there. I don't even set foot in there anymore. But my customers like their fragrances, and so I can offer this to them in, to be honest, a much higher quality product. I'm going to toot my own horn there for a minute, but I really do love my products. So I have started doing a lot more dupes. I, for the longest time, would not use any kind of dupe fragrances, but I got so many requests for them that I thought, well, I can offer them and give them a product that's phthalate and paraben and, sulfate free and is great on the skin and is great on the pocketbook as well. So I am going to be doing a hanger swirl with this soap today. So I'm just adding in all of my colors one by one, just kind of layering them on top of each other. And then I will be using my hanger tool. You can kind of see the bottom of it over to the right. This is, for those of you who have their first time joining me or have not seen me do a hanger swirl before, this hanger tool is something that my husband made me years ago. He actually made it for me when I was using my 2-pound, we call them 2-pound Amazon molds. And I have not had him. I've gotten the new piece of metal for him to weld for me a wider hanger tool, but I just haven't got it done yet. So I am just using the small one. My sides don't get as much of a swirl in there as normal, but that's okay. I don't mind that at all. And it just gives it just a little bit different look. So now I'm just going to be taking all of my leftovers and putting it on the top. And I am really liking these color choices. I I'm not even quite sure how I came up with this color choice, to be honest, but I just pulled some colors out. I don't know, maybe I just closed my eyes down this day and pulled out some colors. A lot of colors look good together, so I think that when you're doing soap, it's just kind of your own personal preference. Mahogany woods to me just denotes green and brown, and I was like, I don't want just green and brown. So I like when I can make my soap because I can use some artistic flair and do it whatever color I want. But I need to learn to do some better layering techniques because I always seem to put my darkest color on the top. I don't know why. Oh, well, I guess today, no, I'm not. I've got my green on top, but still, I think my blue should have been below my red, or below the satin penny. But that's my personal opinion. So I am going to be adding some gold to this, but I'm not going to be adding any glitter since this is more of a masculine bar. My husband doesn't appreciate glitter, but I am taking the rest of my mica that I had in oil. I usually try to reserve a little bit of it to put on the top, and it makes a fun swirl. And I love how it makes the color pop. I'm adding a little bit of the activated charcoal to the rest of my blue to see if I can get it a darker blue. And the activated charcoal gets really thick really fast, and so I'm always having to add more oil to it before I'm getting ready to pour. And I apologize for my voice. The last couple days I have started all of a sudden starting to lose my voice. We're also preparing for a Easter number with our choir for our church, and I have been practicing because I'm the choir director. And so I have been practicing myself to know what the songs are because I sing the soprano parts. And to help support my sopranos because we have a very small choir, very small soprano section. So I've been singing constantly today to try to get ready for tomorrow for our practice, and now I'm starting to lose my voice, which that's not good for choir. But anyways, I digress. The technique that I'm doing here is called a feather swirl, I believe. And isn't that cool? Isn't that pretty? I don't do this very often. I don't do this technique very often. And I love it. I love how those colors come together for that peacock swirl or feather swirl or whatever they call it. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing there. Sometimes I think I'm just losing my mind. So I'm going to get ready to cut this. So we'll be back in just a quick second. Hello everyone, we are back to cut the mahogany woods. This was one of 4 batches of soap that I made, and we had so much going on in the soap shop that day that I just decided to do voiceover. We had a mixer going with lotion base in it over on one of my other tables. I had another girl pouring lotions through the machine and through our little pump machine, and that was making noise. I had somebody else making bath bombs. I had another girl in the other room shrink wrapping bath bombs. It is just crazy town around here. You would think this time of year, with it being our busiest time of year, we would have everything done, but we are so busy. My retail locations, I can't keep them stocked. So I did a voiceover, and now it's early in the morning here. I got up rather early. I have a church meeting, and we're doing bath bombs for all of our teachers and the children that says, "We hope your Christmas is the bomb." And so I got up early to finish shrink wrapping those and to do a little pick me up and cleaning because I have not had time to clean my house. And this soap, oh, I love it now. It had some soda ash on it. So let me zoom this in so you can see how good that looks, how nice that looks. So it's all nice and shiny, and it'll actually stay that way. In fact, I'm gonna steam it the other way because the top part, this corner, the steamer didn't seem to get it. I didn't angle it right. There we go. So we'll be back in just a minute to cut this bad boy. I'm excited to get in there and see what
this turned out to be. The top did not turn out as great as I wanted it, but I still think it's pretty. So we'll be back in just a few minutes for the cut. Hello everybody, it's Lynette with the Skin Candy. We have a busy day here in the soaping studio, and we are cutting loaf number 2 of 4 different loaves today. So you're going to see loaf number 2, and that loaf is our trying to remember the order I went in. I guess we're just going to do the Mahogany Woods. So this is the Mahogany Woods, and this is a fragrance by Midwest. It is also a dupe of the Mahogany Coconut from Bath and Body Works. So I try to change the names when I can, especially when they're from a company like Bath and Body Works or Yankee Candle or Victoria's Secret or whatever it is, because from what I'm being told, a lot of those are trademark names. So I don't want to get in trouble for that. So we're going to go ahead and take the paper off. And I know this isn't a great angle, but I don't have another camera right now, and setting up my iPhone it's an older iPhone, so it doesn't have the greatest quality when it comes to the camera features. So I do apologize. Let me get this out of the way. I think I bought those on Temu. Wow. Even after how many days we've been waiting on this, it's still a little tacky. That's okay. All right. This is a slab cutter that I bought. Oh gosh, it was probably one of the first purchases. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I love the swirl in it already. So this, I bought this from Bud's Workshop. He has a shop on Etsy. I don't know if he is still selling the slab cutters. I know that he was an older gentleman and he was wanting to retire, and I don't blame him. Again, another one. Oh my gosh, so cute. So pretty. So, I think I bought this probably when it had to have been one of the first purchases I made. One of the first big purchases I made. When I started making soap. And I didn't use it for a long time because I thought I didn't need it. And then I realized I wasn't making large enough soap batches to actually warrant having a slab cutter. So I get these little fellers stuck over here. But I have come to love it. And I don't know who started the upside down cutting thing, but whoever did, you're a genius. Because I have rounded, my tables are rounded, and so I have to cut it on the end of my table where it's not rounded. And setting up a camera to do that is just kind of a pain in the butt. So, this is actually kind of sticky, so I'm going to, it's already saponified, but it's still a little sticky, so I'm going to put some gloves on.